Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 5, Episode 127. It is Friday morning, and we are off for the day, and I am feeling crushed this morning. I'm so tired this morning. Oh, man. The last 2 days, I was in the same casino for the whole 2 days. I walked approximately 35,000 steps in that time. And it's been a long one. So got home last night and did all the family stuff, and I was ready for bed about 9 o'clock, but I couldn't get to sleep till almost midnight last night. Woke up early, of course, because we have to go to the office today, check in before we leave for the day, and just feeling extremely tired. Basically took my shower with my eyes half closed. I was so tired. But we're in the car now, and we're getting out of here. Interestingly, my kid keeps changing the settings in my car. I don't know why. Why would you do that to somebody? My seat is moved. All my displays are different than what I like. Anyway, yeah, today's Friday. Week has been okay. It's been difficult because there's so much work in one place. I like variety. I like going from place to place and seeing new things and new faces, and I kind of felt like I was one of the people who lived there because I was there for so long. I saw the people in the morning, and then I saw them the next morning for the next shift, and I was still there. And then the shift after that was coming in, and I was still there. So I was there for about 5 shifts in a row. I think look for a coach's corner probably tomorrow. Yeah, we'll do that. Today on my drive, I'm going to finalize plans for my next trip. I would like to go to Vegas, but I feel like it's not going to be Vegas. And then after this trip will probably be a California-Vegas trip. California for only 1 day, though, and that's an important one for me as well. So right now I'm just heading to the office. It is 56 degrees outside, clear skies, and just can't concentrate to talk right now. I'll be back in a little bit. Alright, guys, I am back 2.5 hours later. Pulled over, did my team meeting. Boring. It was so boring, Manager wasn't there. Everyone else was talking about a stupid issue which is already solved, and they're just discussing it. It doesn't even matter. It's such a small thing, and they had nothing else to talk about. And then they were going to wrap up early, and this idiot that's not even in our group, that's just watching, is like, "Oh, you're going to wrap up so early? I was hoping that we would talk about all the liquor like we did last week." And then they started talking about that. It's like, come on, guys, get a life. You guys need a part-time job or a hobby or a girlfriend or something on the side? What is going on? You guys are so bored. I mean, this is the new America. I mean, come on, man. Wake up. Do something with your life. It's so ridiculous. I am afraid for the future. I really am. No one's going to be doing anything. We're all going to be laying around. Ugh. Well, hold on. I got my kid asking me for a car. That's who was calling there. All right, I'll be back. All right, guys, about an hour later, I just got a call from someone at the casino I'm going to, a player, and an AP, actually. And he said he's got a play at $10 a spin. Someone had just started the play, and they hit big on it, and they abandoned it. And he wanted to know if I wanted to get in on it, and I said, sure. And he said, do you want to split it, or do you want to go 4 ways, or what? I said, it doesn't matter to me. Whatever you want is fine with me. So he is going to find out if anyone else wants in on it. I'm good with splitting it. I think it's a good deal, and we'll find out what happens. But it's nice. I just made like $40 online, which is not a lot, and I'm still driving to this casino. and hopefully we make some other money. So he'll get back to me shortly. I'll update you on the situation. All right, guys, I am back. Just got to this casino. I did get a call back that said that we ended up losing $10 on that play, and there is actually a train of thought a lot of people are doing on this game and a similar game, and that is that when you hit a big bonus while you're chasing the other thing that you're chasing, that people have just stopped play because it seems like the machine is rigged in that way. Whether that's true or not, I'm not 100% sure, but it does seem to work out that way a lot of the times. I'm not sure if that's just a small sample size or that's the way it is overall, but I'm seeing that in all regions with this game and another game. So, yeah, so $10, not bad, but just got here. We're going to go in, make some money, and I'll be back to update you. See, man, this is what happens. This is what happens when you're too close to people at casinos. I'm sitting there playing blackjack in the furthest reaches of the casino, away from everybody who knows me. And this friend of mine comes over to talk to me. I'm like, not a good time to talk when I'm doing this right now. Needs to walk away. Doesn't want to do that. So he's speaking in a different language, which happens to be the same language that the dealer knows. He's asking me if it's a good time to get in because he doesn't know how to count cards. And I'm like, I wouldn't get in if I was you, something like that. But obviously, I have a big bet out there, so he thinks it's a good time. Finally, a friend of mine sees him from across the room, comes over and says, hey man, get away from him when he's doing that. It's not a good thing for you to do, and gets him away from there. Then a pit boss comes over. Not the pit boss, a host comes over who supposedly is a friend of his, but you know, they don't give a damn about you. All they care about is they're doing their job and moving up in the company. They really don't give two craps about you at all. Believe me, they don't care about you, no matter what you think. If you think they care, then you've got a problem. Anyway, the host turns me into the pit boss and gives her my information so that she can rate me. So now I got another problem now. Now she knows my name. She never knew my name before. And I'm ahead at that point. I was down like 800 at that point. Now I'm ahead. So now I'm rat holing. And I was able to convince her that I just broke even. I look in the system. I see that I got like so many points. Who are these fuckers? Excuse me. Sorry guys, I'm sorry. Look at these new guys checking. Oh my gosh, so sorry guys. I'm already frustrated. Two new guys checking machines. Obvious, so obvious. They're just standing in the middle, just playing it like a piano. Anyway, now in the system it shows that I broke even for the day. Oh, they're not two guys, they're two girls. They just look like two guys. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Anyway. So now there's one more person. Anyway, I ended up ahead. It was a low limit table. Ended up ahead 187.50. And she put me in as breaking even, but she put me in, which I don't like. And at one point, I was doing 10x the bet, which is not a good thing. And now they have my name. And there she is coming toward me right now. So, beautiful. People, I'm going to say this right by you. Yeah, it's like they don't want to respect your privacy no matter what you do. I just said that while she was walking by. Anyway, all right. Get back to what we were doing here. I paid the guy the $10 and I made the 187.50. And hopefully we can find some other stuff and improve our attitude. Sorry about the language there. I'll be back. All right, guys. I am back. Just leaving here. Been here for, I don't know, 3+ hours so far. And I want to get home at a reasonable time. We're going to go grab some food and then probably head toward home. We'll talk about what happened today. Yeah, man. It's, 1 second here, let me put this in here. It's one of those things, man, where you got friends and you want to be good with them and you want them to reciprocate and be good with you, but sometimes someone trying to do a good thing actually screws you over and costs you a bunch of money, and that's basically what was just happening right there. A couple things happened there, really. First, I'd lost that $10 in that group poll that we did, which I was going to do 50-50. I would have lost more money. I ended up doing it like 5 ways. I'm like, it's only $10 to spend. Why are we doing it 5 ways? We each get $2. That's it. And it was actually in a good spot. I must have just had a poor payout. And I told him if it, has a big payout, just take a picture of it. He's like, I'm going to take a picture before and after. And I'm like, no, so there's different levels of trust. If you don't trust someone at all, or you're worried or whatever, usually what people do, and even if they trust each other, a lot of times what they do is they'll say, okay, just tape it for me, videotape, and see, this is where people get to be butts too. You know what? I'm not even going to get into politics. We still call it taping, even if it's not on tape, even if it's digital, just so you know, not to be political here. Anyway, so people would video it, and then they would send it to a person, and or if it's a big amount of money, if you're playing 25, 50 or higher a spin, you're gonna video it, and then you're gonna send it to the person, and then you settle up. But in this case, it was really small. They played it out, and they lost a total of $50, which is $10 each. So that was fine. I come in, I'm looking for that guy. And so I go into this back area because I don't see them in the main area. And they're usually, a group of people together. So I don't see them. I go to this back area, and there's 2 blackjack tables. Both are empty. One of them has a new shoe, completely new shoe. So I sit down there. I buy in for $300. And I'm spreading 25 to 250. First shoe, mediocre. I get like a true 2, maybe true 3 once or twice, but overall not much happening. I ended up rebuying for 300 more, and then rebuying for 300 more again. At my low point, I was down like 750, somewhere in there. I'd come back, and at one point I was back to like 600 in front of me out of the 900, and the shoe ends, new shoe starts, and this guy comes over. Hold on, wait for me. Okay, we wait for him, and then, so he's not prepared, searching this pocket, searching that pocket, finally gets his money, counts his money, throws it at the dealer like the dealer's his slave or something. Here, just throws it on the table like the dealer is worthless. The dealer counts it, it's $1,000. He gives him $1,000. The guy proceeds to lose every hand, and I wasn't doing much better either. I won the first hand, which would have been a bonus if he was playing it, because I don't play the side bets. And other than that, we both pretty much lost everything else, and he colored up and left $375. So he lost 6 1/4, basically losing every hand, playing 2 side bets and the main hand. So he gets up, and it's like a neutral count, and it starts improving a little bit, and I see a guy that I know, and I give him the nod, he gives me the nod, and it's supposed to be like, okay, I know what you're doing, you're counting cards, so I'm going to leave you alone. But this guy has no filter, man. He doesn't speak English well, and he just walks up and asks you stuff. So he comes up to me in the language that the dealer would understand and asks me if it's in a good place. I'm like, what is... And I said something to the effect of, it's still risky or something. I forget what I said. Whatever I told you earlier. So he walked away, and he's watching the machine. And then he comes back, and he sees his host. Now, this guy is new to Advantage Play, so he has a host, and he plays big, and he wins big. He just won some big jackpots recently, and the host started to warn him. He's like, look, you cannot be coming in here every day. They're going to wonder, how do you make your money if you're coming in here every day? And this guy, he doesn't even live in a house. He lives in an apartment, and he's making big money all the time from this casino, and he's playing rated. So the host comes over, shakes his hand. Then the host whispers something to the pit boss. She goes to the computer. I can see her putting me in because she's at the next table over, and you can see her on the screen because they're too stupid to get privacy screens. You see her on the screen, push the button for the table I'm in, push the button for the seat I'm in, and put me in the system. Great. So now I'm starting a rat hole. And so I'm putting money in my pocket as I'm playing, a little here, a little there. And because the other guy had colored up an odd number, they don't know exactly how much he had. She hadn't, when I sat at the table, she was busy with something else, so she hadn't looked at exactly how much was in the tray, blah, 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 all that stuff, right? So I end up coming back, and the guy comes back to the table, and now I'm betting bigger. I'm at like 150, getting ready to go to a 250 bet. And my other friend comes over, and he whispers to him, "Get out of there." And he listened to him and got out of there. But his friend, the host, is the one who ratted me out and had them put me in the system. Luckily for me, I convinced her that I had bought in for 1,000, not 900. And I had like 87.50 in chips in my pocket at that point. The count went negative, and there was a long way to the end of the shoe, so I ended up leaving up 187.50. We'll call it 188. And so I said, well, at least I broke even. She put me in as even, but she put me in as playing for the day, which I don't want to be in the system. So it shows that I played twice this month, one for that stupid free play thing, and once for this, even though it didn't show that I made any money. But so I walk around, and I see my friend that I had split the other play with, and he's watching this lady. Well, actually, we both walked up at the same time. We're watching her together. She's playing a machine at two different levels. She hits it at one level. The other one is still borderline. I'm like, I don't want to be in. He goes, split it, right? You want to split it? I'm like, not really, but if you really want to, I guess I will. And we ended up losing $63 each. So that's $73 I wasted because of, the first one was actually in a good position, but the second one was not in a good spot. So I would have been down 10 instead of 73 on these group pulls that we did. So I walk away. I'm finding plays on my own, and I end up having a couple nice hits. So on Blackjack, I'm ahead 187.50. On slots, I ended up ahead 312, which is funny because if we round to 188 and 312 is 500, and then minus the 73 I lost, so I'm up like 427, right? Yeah, 427 for the day. So I'm walking by the high limit area, which was recently moved, and I see a friend of mine who's a dealer, and all these casinos, I've got his phone number. I mean, we're supposed to be going to dinner soon. I mean, I know so many of these people because I've been here for so long. But I also see the pit boss that was one of the ones that started putting me in. And I know that he was the one because he stopped calling me by my fake name and started just saying, "Hey, how you doing?" Before he used to say, "Hey, Joe, how you doing?" Then he just started saying, "Hey, how you doing?" So, anyway, I go back there, and my friend's table is empty, so I start talking to him. And as always, I mean, I took it as an opportunity. I probably shouldn't do it, but I took it as an opportunity to bash the casino with the guy right there because he's listening in, and I know he's listening in. You can see him moving his eyes, looking over. And he's like, "Hey, how you been doing?" I'm like, "I was playing a little bit of blackjack, but then they put me in the system, and so I just got out of there because I value my privacy, and these bastards don't want to value my privacy." I'm saying this in front of the pit boss. I'm like, it's a Fourth Amendment violation, and the even gaming said that it was a violation. These guys really deserve to be sued. I hope they lose everything they have because of the way they treat people. And then we turn to how's your family, and we start talking about that, and how we love our family and the vacations and all that. And the pit boss is still listening. And then we turn it to, you've been playing anywhere else? And I'm like, I'm glad you asked, because I really wanted that segue. Now, I can't play anywhere else because I'm not allowed, but I always say that I play at those other places because I want these guys to leave me alone. So I'm like, yeah, I was at this place, and I've got a friend there. He's the pit boss, and so-and-so's the tables manager, and we talk all the time and stuff. They're real nice people there. I've been playing tables there instead. I said, last year I lost like 100,000 here, which I didn't. I made a profit. But this year, I'm saving a lot of money because I'm not playing here. So whatever. They're the ones missing out by trying to violate people's rights. And then I talked about this other casino and the pit boss there, and a couple of the dealers there, and the stuff that they're going through in their lives and stuff like that. And it was just like the perfect thing to wake these guys up a little bit, to say, you know what, you want to screw with this guy and you want to violate his rights, and now he's giving all his money to other places, and he's friends with all the dealers and pit bosses there, and we're being butts about it and treating him badly here. And then even our own dealers are friends with him, and they talk to him, and they have a relationship together and stuff like that. I don't know if it'll make a difference. Probably not. But after a while, it's either gonna make things better, or they're gonna ban me completely, which I really don't care. I mean, all this driving is really not that great for me anyway. So if you want to ban me, go ahead and do that. I don't care one way or another. But so then I'm on my way out. I'm checking machines on my way out, and really don't see that much. End up calling a friend of mine, letting him know I'll be leaving soon, and he wants to go on vacation with my family and I. So I told him, I'm going to talk to my family tonight. I want to get everybody together, talk about everyone's attitudes in our household and how things are going and what I expect from them. And I know they're getting older and they want their freedom and stuff like that, but we all have to work together as a team. We raised you, we gave you everything you needed. We're the ones that made you the intelligent children that you are today. You didn't just go to school and become these smart kids. We're the ones who taught you good values. We're the ones who fed you good food, good vegetables, good fruits, and they don't even like candy because we taught them the right way. And we're like, candy is a treat and stuff like that. Because of that and our influence, me teaching them about credit, and me teaching them about money, me teaching them about investing, and all these other things, and they took every sport you could imagine. I can't think of one sport that we didn't play. I'm sitting here right now thinking, is there a sport in the school? I mean, even outside of school, we did ballet, we did karate, we did, all kinds of stuff. And it's because of us that you're the well-rounded, good, smart people that you are. So don't treat the family badly. So we'll have that conversation tonight. And I'm going to bring up this trip and figure out who wants to go. I'll get together with my friend, and we will get that all scheduled. And then also get the Vegas trip scheduled as well. A friend of mine's going to be leaving Vegas soon. I'm not going to get a chance to see him. He's going back to Europe. Yes, you, the guy who actually took the time to listen to every episode of the podcast. So anyway, I thank you for that too. So right now, let's head over, let's grab some food, and then figure out what we're doing from here. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. I forgot to tell you, I ran into the casino table games manager today. So I'm walking, and I see this guy's got his arms crossed. It's always the same type of guy, It's usually a fat, bald guy with like a big mustache, and but he's standing there with his arms crossed, staring at the tables. I'm walking away from the high limit area, and then he turns around, and starts walking away from me. I kind of walk behind him for a while. He's going the direction that I'm going anyway. Walking, and then he stops. And I'm looking at something else, and then I continue walking, and I see him standing there with his arms crossed. So, what does MW do? I run away and don't talk to him, right? Heck no. I walked right up to him and said, "Hey, how's it going today?" He said, "Good, how are you?" I said, "I'm fine." I said, "Everything all right? You seem like you're looking for someone." He said, "Yeah." He said, "I kind of am." I said, what's going on? He goes, well, I'm just wondering what these chairs are doing here. I said, what chairs? And there's like 6 chairs there. And he says, I know they've been revamping the chairs and stuff. I said, yeah, I've noticed that a lot. At a lot of the casinos these days, they're getting new chairs. I was at a casino recently where they had like 3 dumpsters outside, and they were taking the chairs apart, the metal base and the cushion and the rest of the chair, and putting each part into a different dumpster. And he's like, yeah, I'm just wondering why these are here. I said, yeah, we don't want anyone to trip over them. And he just went into this long thing about, yeah, we're trying to make things better and all that kind of stuff. And I said, hey, let me just say, don't worry too much about stuff. Enjoy your day. Be happy. It's not worth stressing over it. And he had a smile on his face. He said, no, I'm not worried about it. I said, I hope you have a great day. He says, you too. It's nice talking to you. And I walked away. That's what I do. I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to do that, but that's what I do. It makes you memorable. So what? I've been going to this place for 6 years. If I'm not memorable yet, something is wrong. At this point, my tactics have to change, right? When I first started going there for the first maybe year and a half, nobody knew who I was. It was COVID time. I had a mask on, all this stuff. Every time I came in, I had a different mask on. I had one that said, this mask is as useless as our governor. I had all these different things. It was funny and all this stuff, and I looked different every time. And even some of the dealers that I was friends with at that time, when we took the masks off, they were like, hey, is that you, Joe? I'm like, yeah. Oh, I didn't recognize you without a mask on. Okay, so now we have no masks on for like 4 years, right? So obviously they all remember me. They see me around. Now I can either cower away and run away, or I can walk right up to them, which is what I've been doing. Now, I go into a new casino. I don't make eye contact. I look away from people. I look like I'm busy with something else. People don't notice you if you don't make eye contact as much. So if you're walking one way and someone else is walking the other direction, and you make eye contact, they take a snapshot in their brain of your image, and then they recognize you more often. If you're looking away from them or looking down or whatever, you blend in with the background more. People's eyes are trained to look for other people's eyes looking at them. In our society, we care about what people think about us. We care about who's looking at us. We care about if we're being watched. We care about all that stuff. This is psychology. So if I'm looking away from you, well, there's 1,000 people looking away from you at the casino. You don't recognize any of them. They all blend in. They're all some guy or some lady sitting at a machine somewhere. But if I walk up to you, or I'm staring at you, or I'm looking at you, or whatever, I might be sitting in the corner, but I'm looking at you 40 feet away, and someone else is 5 feet away, and they're looking down at a machine. You're going to recognize me more than them, right? And when I first start going to a casino, I'm looking away, I'm blending in, going to different shifts, doing all that kind of stuff. At this point, going to this place for 6 years now, I can't blend in anymore. All these guys have seen me a bunch of times. So instead of running away from them, I walk up to them. So that's what happened. I thought it was a good interaction. And just like with the other guy that was kind of chasing around my friends, I mentioned at a casino, he walks up to me and shakes my hand and asks me how I'm doing, if there's anything he can do to help me. Well, I'm doing the same thing as those other guys, but I approached it in a different way. So anyway, I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. So let's do some segments here. What did you eat today, MW? Well, I just had like a sesame chicken fajita type mix. It's sesame chicken with like the fajita vegetables. It was pretty good. I gave it like a 8 on a scale of 2 through 8. And what did you tip today, MW? Well, I only had one session of tables, and I did play some slots. And overall, I tipped $0. And what did you learn today, MW? Well, I guess anyone can stab you in the back. So now we're talking about hosts who are hosts to friends of mine, who are helping friends of mine with their advantage play, turning me into pit bosses so that they can put me in the system. So you never know who's going to stab you in the back. Don't trust anybody in casinos. Always keep the upper hand. always understand what's going on, always have a backup plan, and know who to trust and who not to trust. So right now we are heading toward home. It is 80 degrees outside. Looks like a beautiful day, almost clear skies, light wind, and we're going to head home, spend time with the family, and look for Coach's Corner episode 11 coming up next as the next episode. And then I'll be back with you guys on Sunday. For now, I'm going to let you go. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.